Hello everybody, Xanathar here, and today I'm doing a review of Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster Emperor Horror of the Deep was directed by Jun Fukuda. This is his first Godzilla movie he did, and he does a really good job. The characters, I have to say, they are pretty fun to watch, very likable, very interesting. My favorite is probably Kyo Tadaraja's character. He plays Yoshimura. What I find most interesting about him is he's just sort of criminal, knows how to break into stuff, and he's just really interesting, just really cool, and very likable. Another character I really liked is Dio. She's from Infant Island, and she got captured, she escaped. She's just a very likable, interesting character, and I just really liked her. The Red Bamboo. They are very interesting villains, I really like them. One of them actually look very familiar. Is that Serosawa? Oh my god, he turned into a villain? Nah, it's not the same character, but it's the same actor. I do find that funny he plays two different characters with eye patches. The main trio, they are pretty fun to watch. One of them is looking for his brother and eventually does find his brother, and they are pretty fun. I do enjoy them. So the characters are really good in this movie. So let's talk about the effects. The special effects were done by Stamasa Rikawa, but in supervision of Eiji Shirawaya. So Godzilla's suit, it is the same suit from Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, but the head is actually not the same. That's actually a new head. So why did they change the head? Well, Eiji Shirawaya needed the head for Ultraman. He needed it for the monster Giraffe. So basically, he cut the head, put it on the 1964 body from Godzilla and Mothra, and then put a fur on it and called it Giraffe. That is pretty funny, but they needed to make a new head for this movie. So how is this Godzilla's head? It don't look too bad when we first see it, especially at night, but as the movie goes on, it just starts to look wutzer and wutzer. It just looks dead. I know the suit is not alive, but it just looks like it's rotting. But I still like this suit, even with this replacement head. But Godzilla does look high. Something I find funny how Godzilla acts in this movie, he starts to have this infatuation with Dio. There's actually a reason for it. Because Godzilla was actually supposed to be King Kong in this movie. And once you know that, it makes a lot of sense. Because Godzilla acts a lot like King Kong in this movie. It does make me wonder though, would this movie be better if it was a King Kong movie? Let's talk about Ebra. I actually really like Ebra. I think Ebra's suit looks really good, and the concept of the kaiju is just really scary. Just imagine you saw Ebra in real life. That would be terrifying. And now let's talk about the giant condor. The giant condor comes out of nowhere, but the puppet actually looks pretty cool. I like how it looks. I like the idea of a giant bird kaiju. Let's talk about Mothra. Her puppet looks pretty cool. She appears at the end of this movie and has a little rematch with Godzilla and she wins that fight. Poor Godzilla, he always loses to Mothra. The island, I actually think it looks really cool. It's kind of our first taste of a monster island. I really love the fight scenes in this movie because they're very impressive with the effects because they are fighting in water and that's really difficult to do, so it's just very impressive. Especially the underwater fight scenes. That's the first time I think we ever saw that, and that's really cool. I really like this miniature plane fight in this movie as well, so I would say the effects are really good. Very impressive what they did with the water stuff. Now let's talk about the music. The music in this movie is really good. My favorite theme is definitely what plays at the start of this movie. I think it's Ebra's theme. It sounds super catchy and just really awesome. Now let's talk about my criticisms. Now I did say the effects are really good, but my criticism is with the condor fight. It's just awful. You can't see anything. It's one of the worst fights I ever seen. What do I like about Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster? I love kaiju gore, so I thought it was so awesome to see Godzilla rip off Ebra's claws. That is so awesome and just so badass. What is my final thoughts for Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster? I like this Godzilla movie. It has a pretty fun cast of characters, catchy music, pretty good effects, especially with water stuff. So I would say this Godzilla movie is just a pretty fun, good movie. Well, that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me down below what you think of Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. And if you're new, subscribe. If you like this video, drop a like for this video. Xanathar is out.